Hello and welcome to our segment about optimizing Zendesk for self-service. My name is Ricardo Pinto and I'm a lead self-service specialist in the self-service team at Zendesk. I'll be talking about how we use Zendesk to improve our digital resources offerings. Creating and updating content for our team happens through two different processes that are intrinsically related. The first one is through KCS or the Solve Loop. KCS, or Knowledge Centered Service, is a knowledge management methodology that allows the support teams to not only provide real-time customer support, but also create and maintain documentation as part of the same process. Zendesk didn't invent KCS, it has been around since 1992 and it was created by the Consortium for Service Innovation. At Zendesk, KCS is done through the knowledge section of the context panel while agents work on tickets. The second methodology is what we internally call self-service analysis, or SSA, or the evolve loop. We think of an SSA as a reflective process on all the collected tasks in the solve loop and associated knowledge articles. It's a process in which we analyze the patterns that emerge in tickets, articles, comments, and other sources of information. The solve loop and the evolve loop together create a system that is self-correcting that we call of the KCS double loop process. Let's then take a closer look at what is the solve loop. KCS happens while agents are replying to customers' questions. They use the knowledge section of the context panel to reuse knowledge by searching for articles, by linking an article, or quoting a sentence of an article that solves the customer's issue. If in the process of investigating a question for a customer the agent realizes that the information in the Help Center articles isn't accurate, they then use the knowledge section to flag the article and let us know that the solution they shared to the customer in the ticket is more accurate. Finally, if after searching the Help Center the agent doesn't find the solution they shared with the customer published in our Help Center, they then use the knowledge section to either create a new piece of knowledge themselves or to request the creation of an article on their behalf. Now let's see how agents use the knowledge feature at Zendesk. As I said before, at Zendesk, KCS is done through the knowledge feature of the context panel. In this particular example, our customer needs help tidying up their room and our agent wants to send the customer one of the links that we already have published in our Help Center. So all they need to do is open the knowledge feature and then search for the article that they want to send. Sometimes the suggestions that are suggested by the knowledge feature can help you, and that's the case. So this is the article that the agent wants to use. All he needs to do is to click copy link to conversation, and then they can click the submit button to send the reply to the customer. In other situations, the agent doesn't want to send just a link to the customer. They want to reuse content that is already published in the Help Center, and they can use the knowledge feature for that. So they will need to first look for the article that contains the right information. Once they find it, they will open the article, hover over the piece of information that they want to quote, click this button, and then copy to conversation. When they do that, the information is automatically added to the ticket editor, and then they can change it if necessary, and when it's done, submit. Sometimes in the process of doing customer support, agents realize that the information that is in the Help Center is not accurate, and they can use the knowledge feature to correct that. In this case, the customer told us that the information, the article contained 2 typos, and all that the agent needs to do is look for the article using the knowledge feature. They can then use the keywords of the ticket, then open the article, and you can see here that there's an issue with your and your not being spelled out properly. So in the add feedback field, they will be able to let us know exactly what's not accurate and then click send feedback. When they click send feedback, a new ticket is created, so then the knowledge workers can work on it. Finally, there are cases where the agent comes up with an answer to the customer and that answer is not yet published in our help center. And in those cases, we tell our agents to use the knowledge feature to request or create a new article. So in this case, the agent will request an article to be created on their behalf. And what we instruct our agents to do is to simply copy and paste the information that the customer used in the ticket and then reply here with the answer that they provide to the customer. Now, images don't go here, but they can then link this ticket to the request, and then the knowledge worker will be able to see that information there as well. So they will then request article, and this will create a new ticket. This new ticket will then be worked by a knowledge worker who is going to create the article on behalf of this agent. The evolve loop reflects on and learns from a collection of solve loop tasks. Our self-service analysis can be divided into 4 different steps. The first one is data analysis. We then work the content. We then share feedback, and we finally communicate the findings with the organization. By analyzing the collection of events and related knowledge articles over time, the evolve loop identifies areas for improvement in the solve loop. Perhaps most importantly, the evolve loop identifies opportunities for improvement to the business. The root cause analysis done in the SSA can drive improvements to products, services, processes, and policies. The first guiding principle we follow is the belief that tickets that our customers submit represent customer effort. Though it may sound simple on paper, we know that most knowledge teams don't have great visibility into the questions that their customers are asking. A good practice is to use Explore to try and understand where the biggest buckets of tickets are. If you're not already, we recommend using an About field or some other mechanism to indicate a category or contact reason for your tickets. We use Explore to see which tickets are being submitted most frequently. In addition, we look at how many tickets in each category have a high number of one-touch tickets, as well as CSAT and handle time for each ticket. After calculating ticket volumes in Explore, we then use content queues to confirm the chosen topic. Content queues is a feature of Guide Enterprise, and it uses machine learning to identify clusters of support tickets over the last 60 days in your support account. We love content queues because in addition to showing trending topics, the feature works by surfacing the exact language and wording that our customers use to describe their issues. This is helpful because it tells us how customers talk about their issues. We then make sure that those words are present in our content, making it more findable. Finally, with content queues, we are able to see a list of articles that we may want to keep up to date. Those are articles with very high engagement that could benefit from being worked on, or articles with very low engagement that could be archived to declutter the help center. Once we have the topic chosen, we can get a list of tickets from Explore and analyze the interactions between the customers and the agents. This process is long, but it's very important. During this step, we read the interaction between the customer and the agent. We pay particular attention to the way that the customer phrases their issue. That's usually the question or the issue header of our articles. We then look into the solution provided by the agent that finally solved the problem raised by the end user. This is usually the answer or resolution of our article. We search through the help center with the same words that the customer used and look for a piece of knowledge that would have helped the customer. Hopefully the agent has already worked on the content gap through the solve loop, but that not always happens. In an SSA, we step back and analyze that an answer is successfully documented. Our content portfolio is diverse and adapts to the type of subject that the article is about. We capture articles that address frequently asked questions or encountered issues. Think of question answer, problem solution, or how-to articles. We also create what we call hub articles, that are pieces of knowledge that directly result from the evolve loop process and contain information on how to solve bigger problems. We create and manage short 2 minutes or less videos that showcase how to accomplish a specific task. In Product Help allows us to provide help right within the product in places we know are a pain point for customers. And Custom Code can help facilitating different parts of the self-service experience. For example, getting the customer to the right page in product from the Help Center article. Out of an SSA, we take away a lot of very specific content ideas to act on, but we also get very valuable insight about the voice of the customer and their struggles. We often cluster the customer contact reasons and problem themes. This helps internal teams at Zendesk understand the reasons people are contacting us and brainstorm how to help them. We nurture a very close relationship with the different product teams at Zendesk. Analysis like this one gives us a global view of which parts of the product are too complex or not intuitive enough. Product usually takes this feedback in consideration for future developments in the UI. Lack of foundational knowledge is usually a big ticket driver, and an SSA clearly shows us which parts of the product require more onboarding. We always make sure to share that training gaps with the appropriate teams so they can take action. As we analyze interactions between customers and agents, we sometimes are able to understand trends in the way agents support customers that may be improved. Could be just a matter of more local training or maybe a procedural improvement. Measuring success in the self-service is always a difficult task, but you should define what are your success measures. Then, each bucket should contain metrics with specific goals established by benchmarking. Our own targets are to increase utilization, which is the overall usage of all self-service resources such as article views, comments, search entries and clicks, data points that you can easily report with Explore, but also IPM views, ratings, and video plays. To increase containment, which means to become more successful at using self-service resources, understanding if customers create tickets after consuming the worked content. Lastly, to decrease total time to resolve on the ticket clusters that you can calculate by looking at handling time by agents on tickets. That's a wrap on this segment, and thank you for joining us today.